I'm just going to show you all how I EQ drums. So starting with the 10-inch tom, first thing I do is loop this section. We're in Logic Pro. I use Logic. You know what? You can do this in any DAW, any software, does not matter. The only thing that matters is your skills. The skills of the engineer, not what you use. Me hitting the 10-inch tom here in the house. That's how it sounds straight out the gate, but I know I can get it to sound better. Stock EQ. I'll go over here and let's start listening. For me to get a focused tone, well, first let me say this. So every genre is different. Everybody's going to tune drums different, have a different approach to how they want to their drums to sound. But for what I like, this is just what I do. First thing I do, I got a go-to method because I've been doing this for a while. The first thing I do that actually, let me zoom in a little bit on this EQ, that works for me is I probably take a dip. I do dips first before I really do boosts. Probably right around dead center, around 5 to 600 hertz or so. Pretty kind of somewhat wide, but let's just play it with it off first. Play it with it on. To me, that already sounds pretty focused. Alright, turn it back off. So with everything flat, you pretty much hear like the overtones. For me, I don't want that, so I'm trying to get more focused. Listen. Turn it on. To me, that's already sounding better. So then the fundamental like tone you can see over here on the graph is right around almost 200, could be 180 something. Let me see. Yep, about 160. So I'm gonna boost that, widen it up a little bit. Already sounding better. Let me turn this EQ off. I'm going to turn the EQ off so you can hear exactly what I'm doing. The changes that I'm making. EQ off. That's the sound. EQ off. Now with those two moves, we're going to listen to what I just did between this the mid section and then right here in the low mids or whatever. Back on. EQ on. EQ off. Now, unless I can't hear good or I'm just off, this right here sounds much better already. Haven't done anything, just boosted the tone and took out some of the overtones that I don't like. Now, obviously, for more attack, we'll go up to the higher frequency, maybe around the 6,000 range-ish. Alright. With it off, I just turned off this section right here, the 6,000 8K range. With it off. With it on. A little bit more attack, kind of subtle. Sometimes you can move it around. Boost it if you can't hear it. With it off. With it on. With it off. With it on. So with the EQ, I would probably start there. I might put a high pass filter down towards the end a little bit. I mean, obviously, even visually, you can see that probably below 100 hertz. Well, there is some going on. It's kind of low, but just to keep out maybe some extra rumble, which I would just use my ear and listen. Probably cut off that. That's just for starters. Now, the next thing I do, once I got the tone that I want EQ wise, I might want to pull in, make that the sustain of the tone stick out more or make it smoother. This is just using stock plugins. This is supposed to be modeled after 1176. Has a pretty fast attack on it. I set the attack on this to fast. Set the release to fast. 2 to 1, 4 to 1. I just play around with it. That's just what I do. I could care less about being technically correct. I get my sounds to sound good. That's all that matters. Put the threshold all the way down. I'm gonna push play. So it's compressing all the way to about -5 dB. I'm gonna boost the makeup gain to -5. Push play again. Alright, I'm gonna play it with it off. With it on. Off. On. Back off a little bit. Off. Compressor on. Now, I can hear the tone of the sustain a little more balanced with the tone of the attack, which is what I want personally. Now, I want to give it a little character, so I'm going to play with the release a little bit. I could do a low to second compressor, but I won't worry about that right now. Alright, set the release a little slower. Watch. Listen. Listen as I do this, because sometimes you will hear the tone sound sweeter. I don't know if you can hear this, but I hear it to my ear. I've just been doing it a while and it works for me. Listen. I notice as I got this up here to about, I guess it's 500 milliseconds roughly. I notice, listen. Alright, I'm going to play with this release, turn it all the way back to 0 or 5, and then back up to 500, and see if you hear the difference in how it seems like the tone of the sustain, the drum, gets like a sweeter, I don't know if you want to say decay. I don't know. I can't translate it. So hopefully you can hear what I'm talking about to your ear. All right. I'm going to put it back to 0. The release. See, back up to 500. Might even go up a little higher. So right now, it's almost at 1,000. Back down. Low battery. Back up. Anyways, whether if you can hear it or not, something definitely, if this works for you, to try it out. That's it for this video.